All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us this morning. My name is Tanner Watt. I'm a municipal program specialist with Local Authority Services. We're going to be learning today about the new aggregates offering that we brought to the municipal group buying program. And to learn about that, I've got a good group of people here to hear from. We've got Dana Archibald, president of AMI RockChain, Anthony Beeling, key account executive, Paul Levier, Vice President of Technology, and Robert Beekhausen, CEO of AMI RockChain. And we've also got Tim Elms, who's the Northern Ontario LAS rep. A bit of quick background, we launched the Municipal Group Buying Program about a year and a half ago now to help municipalities save both time and money on the things that they need to keep their communities up and running every day. And this aggregates offering is a really good example of how to build some efficiency and some cost savings into your operations. A couple of housekeeping notes. We're going to be using the Q&A function built into Zoom for the question and answer period. So at the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A box. If you click on that, you'll be able to type questions in at any time throughout the presentation. We're going to save those until the end, and then we'll go through and ask them all. So anytime a question comes to mind, just type it in there and we'll get to it at the end. We are recording this and we will send out a follow-up email probably this afternoon or tomorrow with a link to the video, and we'll have a PDF copy of the slide deck available on request. So with that, that was everything from me. So I will now hand it off to the AMI RockChain folks to show you or to talk about their program.
Excellent. Thanks a lot there, Tanner. And good morning, and thanks to all the participants that have joined us today to hear about AMI RockChain and the Aggregates group buying program. We're going to be providing a demonstration of our digital platform for the supply and delivery of aggregates this morning. But before we jump into the demo, I'd like to speak briefly about the history of the company, the services that we provide through the group buying program, and the benefits of using AMI RockChain for your aggregate needs. Athabasca Minerals Inc. is the parent company of AMI RockChain. We've been around in the aggregates business for the better part of a quarter century. We got our start managing aggregate pits on behalf of the government of Alberta and expanded into the development of our own pits and quarries, as well as completing pit management services for First Nation businesses and community partners. We're a full cycle aggregates company, from prospecting, regulatory and environmental permitting, resource modeling and mine planning, all the way through to the mining, trucking, and finally pit reclamation. This brings us to AMI RockChain. AMI RockChain is our digital platform for buying, selling, and transporting aggregates. We incorporated AMI RockChain 3 years ago, largely to support our clients that were completing projects outside of AMI's geographical range. Since inception, RockChain has developed a network of over 7,000 aggregate suppliers and nearly 1,500 trucking companies across Canada, from Vancouver Island to the Maritimes. In Ontario alone, we have over 5,000 suppliers in the RockChain network, which gives us the ability to serve all of the LAS's members. Since August of 2019, AMI RockChain has completed over $400 million worth of aggregate bids, creating over 6,000 unique data points of regional econometrics in our system. We use this data to create market intelligence that is provided to our clients to show pricing trends and activity in the regional markets. And our platform networks the markets for our clients to identify the optimal solution for pricing and delivery of aggregates for their projects. And in 2020, AMI RockChain acquired TerraShift Engineering, which provides resource, environmental, and regulatory engineering services to the aggregates industry. TerraMaps is our mapping and resource application that powers our RockChain application. Moving to slide 3. AMI RockChain offers the following services through the group buying program: aggregate supply and delivery through the RockChain network. We guarantee the quality of the products that we deliver through our quality testing personnel and partners throughout the country. We ensure the safe delivery of our aggregates through our transportation pre-qualification, where we confirm insurance, vehicle inspections, and client-specific safety requirements are met prior to the delivery of any of our products. To support LAS's members that have or have access to aggregate resources, we also offer the following value-added services: regulatory and environmental engineering. We can assist you with the prospecting and developing of new resources completing environmental and regulatory applications, as well as reclamation planning, monitoring, and reporting on existing pits and quarries. We also support our operators through resource mapping and resource modeling tools. And we also offer our clients full or partial pit management services for mining, crushing, loading, and scaling activities. And remember, if you're using the Municipal Group Buying Program, it saves you time and money. When using AMI RockChain through this program, the tendering process for aggregates has already been completed on your behalf. Moving to slide 4. The advantages of using AMI RockChain's services includes access to thousands of aggregates and logistics suppliers. We network the supply and transportation market to ensure our LAS members receive the optimal price and delivery solution on each and every project. We guarantee the quality and safe delivery of the material delivered to our customers. And we add value by providing our customers with market intelligence and value-added engineering and regulatory services. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Paul that's going to give us a demonstration of our RockChain tool. Paul, you're on mute.
Thanks, Dana. So what we've developed and released in the last month here is what's called RockChain 2.0. So during the last 2.5 years or so, RockChain has been running off what's called the 1.0 platform, but now we've now released the 2.0 platform, and that's what we're looking at right now. And what I'm just wanting to show you before we go into what you guys would see as an external user of the platform. So I just want to show you all the different supply points that we have in our system. So what we're looking at is all the different pits. These orange dots are all distinct pits that supply to the RockChain network. And as you can see in the Ontario, we have a lot those are these 5,000 different supply points that we have within the province of Ontario to provide for LAS. So if I switch over and just show you what it would be like for an external user or a user within the LAS network. So when you guys sign up for the platform, you'll be given unique logins to access the RockChain network. When you guys want to submit a request, I'll just walk you through how you guys can actually do that. So if I'm, for instance, have a project that's located in Earlton, I can use the search function to look up where Earlton is and to zoom into the map on that location. This will zoom the map to that region that I want to look at. I can change to a satellite view by clicking the satellite view in the corner here. And for instance, let's say we have a road maintenance project that we need to complete, and we want to get aggregates delivered for that project. All I need to do in the RockChain platform is I just go to the request tab, click on aggregates. This opens up our slide out for requests. And what we have here is our 6-step process to actually submit requests into the system for procuring aggregates. So the first step we do is we set our pin. This is our drop location where we want the aggregates delivered. So I just click set pin, and then I just go to the map and I click on the map. And this is where I would want the aggregates actually delivered to. If I need to move it, I can just click and move it, and it'll actually look up the lat longs for me, as well as pull the physical address of where that's located as well. The next part we want to do is actually provide a quote deadline. So when do you want your material quoted for you? So you can submit it, if you want immediate pricing, you can just submit it like the same day, and we'll give you the pricing that we have in our network right then. If you want the best competitive pricing, you can set it out for a couple of weeks, and we can actually network the market and find the best price possible. So let's say I want to go to May 12th. That's a couple of weeks from now. Let's go next. Now on step 2, this is where we actually put in our materials that we want to submit to the system. Right now, I just have some filler materials in here, but I'm actually going to go through and show you how you can add your own materials. To add them, I just click this green plus button. This opens up our dialog for adding materials. And because we're doing a road maintenance job, let's pick up some gravel that we want. So we select our product. So we want some gravel, and then the type of gravel we want, we'd like to have some road crush. For size, let's say I want a 26.5 millimeter. You have 2 units you can work with. You can either use inches or millimeters. For quantities, let's say I want 2,500, and we have 3 different units you can select from for quantities. You can use cubic meters, tons, or yards. We'll use tons in this instance, as well as you can provide additional notes. So if you have specific specs that you have this product needs to meet, So if it's a specific spec for Ontario, you could use like a granular B type 2. And when I'm satisfied, I just click submit. It adds that product to the product list. And I go through that and I do that for each product I want. So I'll do that for a few more products here just so you can see the variety. So let's say I also want some sand and I just want some screen sand. I can put in a unit and when 5 mil, quantity 150 tons. And I'll say that's granular A as a note. Then I'll also add a few more materials. Let's add some riprap for some erosion control for this project as well. Class 1. I'm going to add 450 tons of this. The size is not a required material requirement, so you actually don't have to put in a size if you don't have one to put in. And I'm good with this, so I'll click submit. Lastly, I'll add some clay. So I want some fill materials as well. So let's say I want some clay fill, and for that I want 3,000 tons. Or let's say cubic meters, because a lot of times you work in cubic meters when you're working with clay. So I'll click submit. Now, if I'm satisfied with all the materials I have here, I can go next. If I need to remove one of these materials, I just click the X button and it'll remove it from the list. Let's say I'm satisfied, so I'm going to go next. So the third step is I start adding project details. So that's because we're on Highway 571. Let's say it's the Highway 571 maintenance job. When do I need the product delivered? So this is when you actually want your project to start. As it's a highway construction, let's say we want it to start sometime in summer. So let's say June 21st. Now, if you have a site contact, you can put it in. If you don't have one, you can just put your own name there if you want. But let's say I have a brother named Jim Smith. And I'll put him down as the contact. And then his email. And then you can also put in any delivery notes, like if you have specific, like, call 24 hours before delivery, or for instance, if you also have something like check road bans prior to delivery to ensure that the trucking will actually not be affected by road bans. Lastly, you can also add specific specification sheets or documents to the order. You can either click the browse button here, or if you want, you can also just click from a folder here, and you can just actually drag it right onto that box. It'll upload, and that'll be attached to the request. So if you have specific spec sheets or diagrams or charts or something, you can add that to that as well. Let's go next. And lastly, you have the buyer details. So this is where we actually add in the final piece, like who's actually procuring the aggregates. Typically, you'll just say, I'm going to autofill my profile. Let's say I'm just going to actually go through. And I'm just going to put my name that's attached to this profile, so Joe Smith. And the company is just County ABC. 35. I'm just going to put some filler stuff in here so we can go forward. Let's say town is just called Town, Province of Ontario. Put in the postal code. This would be used for the billing address, essentially, as well as the phone number for that municipality. Then the contact information for this order. When you have that all filled out, you just click next. And then this is the last step. Essentially, you want to just verify all the materials, the location details, the material details, the delivery details, as well as the buyer details. And once you have all the information in there and you're satisfied, just click submit. This will be now submitted to the system, and you've made your request into the RockChain to procure new aggregates and get a request submitted. When it's completed, you can actually click download PDF. This will download a PDF of your purchase request. If you open it up, you'll see that essentially everything we've just ordered into the system, all the information that you provided, so you have your own records. If you want to get in contact with us, you can always get us contacted through these channels if you need to modify your order at all. You can also see your orders on the map. If you click on them, you'll be able to pull up the information there. You won't be able to see anyone else's orders, and no one will be able to see your orders. So anything you submit into the system is protected and only accessible to yourselves. If you want to see all the listings that you have available to you, you can also go to Listing Manager. This is where when you submit an order into the system, this is where we actually get notified on our side. So on the back end, we actually can go through, pull up your order. We can zoom into it. We can click on it, get all the details that you've submitted, as well as go through and actually look at what you've asked for materials. If everything looks like it's going to be acceptable in terms of like information that's been requested, we actually go through and start the process of activating it and verifying it. And this is where we kick off our back tools, where we have where we actually go to the market and go get quotes from the local suppliers, and we build out your bid, and then we approve that through our back end tools. So with that, I'm just gonna show you guys with Anthony here. He's just gonna walk you through on this stuff.
Morning, everybody. Thanks, Paul. So this is a quick graphic just to kind of show you what happens in our back end is, the PIN gets requested, and that's the project specific location. Our system will then pull all the resources and transport solutions that are within that defined area. We combine those into a master list, and then we run that through our algorithm to discover the optimal solution. Once that optimal solution has been identified, we start to vet all the suppliers and transport providers for HSE and financial compliance, just to make sure everything gets, they're able to fulfill on the order. And then once that final quote is approved, we send out the POs, take custody of the aggregates, and execute on delivery. So how we run our, this is sort of a quick market intelligence from within the area. Because we have so many points of data and we execute on so many orders, we're able to tell where the median price is and to know if a supplier is high, low, or otherwise, so that we're able to make sure that we're ensuring the best price is always coming forward. So with cap levies and stuff like that, we're always trying to get below those for you. And then, so here's a good sample of what a smart quote looks like. Once you've made a request, we put out an order. It'll show you exactly what's on the quote. We'll show you the suppliers we've networked, the trucking quotes, the product quotes, what your quote was, what you selected, and then we show you the average of what the savings would be against that those marketing metrics and econometrics there. And then you always know what's active in our system and what quotes are closed. And then I'm hoping you're all very familiar with the group buying program here, the municipal group buying program. It's already been pre-tendered for you. So you're really looking at identifying your need, researching your options, and then issuing your PO and revised service. That's how, so that saves a ton of time. And of course, we're fully trade compliant. And then finally, so just a quick run through, a recap from everything on the program. The benefits to you, you have access to hundreds, if not thousands of aggregate suppliers across Canada, including your local producers. We offer you a huge range of projects, including gravel, sand, clay, and other aggregate related materials. You have optional regulatory and resource engineering services through our TerraShift Engineering, which is a division of AMI RockChain. You get preferential pricing on annual RockChain platform. You get on aggregate materials and engineering services. You get greater accuracy in cap levy, accounting, and reporting. And again, it's already been tendered on your behalf by LAS. How simple is it to use? Contact AMI RockChain with your needs. Let us know what you want. Let us know that you want to use the cooperative procurement program, and we'll get to work to secure that source for you. On that, I guess we'll open it up for questions.
All right, thanks everybody for the presentation. We've already got a few questions coming in, I can see. Before we get to that, just a quick note that we do have another webinar scheduled for 2 weeks to talk about arena equipment. We're going to be hearing from Athletica. So if that's something that you're interested in, go to the LAS page, click on the events tab, and you'll find the registration link for that one. So with that, I'll hand it off to Tim for the Q&A.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tanner. So we do have a couple questions here. I'll start off. I think Dana might be typing an answer to this one, but first question is, how can we know the prices you have compares to our local tenders? I think we answered that with some of the smart quotes and whatnot, but yeah, Dana, if you wanted to.
Excellent. Yeah, sorry about that. I was taking a look at see if I missed a question in the Q&A tab there. But yes, that's correct. So how the LAS members will know that they've got the best pricing there is that we actually provide them with the market intelligence reporting. And so what you'll see there is we have we showed it on one of the slides there where you can actually sort of see where the pricing lands with regards to our sorry, just give me a second here, with regards to the market. And as well as we are also developing online tools there for the LAS members here, so they can actually see that right within their portal. They'll be able to actually see all the pricing that they've done and what the market looks like for pricing and activity in their areas.
Okay, great. Next question here. Does a bidder need to be a member of RockChain to submit an offer? If yes, is there an annual fee? If yes, what is the fee?
Tim, could you ask that question just one more time there?
Does a bidder need to be a member of RockChain to submit an offer? If yes, is there an annual fee? If yes, what is the fee? So I believe by bidder, do they mean member to utilize the services there? So
yeah. So
yeah, it's not. The trucking companies and the bid suppliers are not required to pay. So they're logged into the system for us and they're contacted within the regions and the counties.
Yeah.
Dana, were you going to add something?
Yeah, no, I was going to add something. Yeah, and actually, thanks. That sort of helped clarify it a little bit for me there as well. So yeah, so we basically we have every pit that's actually registered in the province of Ontario in there, and have their regulatory approvals in place. And so each one of those suppliers there actually get reached out to. So what we do is that, as Anthony showed a little bit there, is that we actually, when a person puts in a purchase order, puts a pin in, we actually do a concentric circle around there of anywhere from 50 to 100 to 200 kilometers, and all the pits within those locations there, we network them for the pricing.
okay. Next question here is there a listing of the Ontario suppliers we can access specific to AMI RockChain?
They can access through using our wonderful online tools.
Perfect. If they have any questions, they can reach out to you directly.
Yeah, exactly. You betcha.
And you can find the contacts on our LAS website. So you can click on there and grab the contacts for AMI.
Correct.
Next
And
question.
you know, when the thing about it is too, is when we're working with the different municipalities, we'll work with them on the supplier side of things too. So if they've got regional suppliers that they like or that they've used in the past, that they prefer, we definitely add them and make sure that they're part of our network as well.
Absolutely. So this next question is more program focused. Please describe in more detail how LAS has already pre-tendered for aggregates. So to answer that question, I can take that, Tanner. Through our partnership with our alliance across Canada, we have partnered with our similar sister associations, and our new program is the Aggregates program, which includes AMI RockChain, and all the documentation is available through contacting Tanner or myself, and we can actually show you and walk you through how the programs work, along with all the different programs that fall underneath our municipal assets programs. So the next question, do we commit to an annual contract with LAS or RockChain? Would we have a set price list?
Yes. So with regards to the annual contract, it's actually a contract with AMI RockChain, and we have actually provided a discount to our annual subscription fee for the LAS members. And with regards to the set price list, is we do have a set price list on aggregates. But even though we give a set price list with those aggregates, we actually network the market on every single project to ensure that we're getting that they're getting the best price every time. So that list price is the maximum price that any county will see, and we actually endeavor to actually reduce that price on every order. And with the and then as we gain more market intelligence for each of the counties, we actually revisit those list prices on a biannual basis. And that is purchased, or sorry, that is provided to all of the LIS members there, our pricing lists.
This one's not so much of a question. However, I can kind of add to it. We are in a remote location. So how would that affect a delivery?
So with regards to remote locations, and this is actually really where AMI RockChain really shines, is that in remote locations, what we do is, because we have every single pit in our system, it actually allows us to identify some sources that some of these municipalities may have never used in the past. And then with regards to trucking, it's the same thing. So, you know, in a remote location, there might be certain types of material that go at a premium. So we've had examples in our past where you know, things like rail ballast or riprap are harder to find. And what we've actually found is that although you're in a remote location, you know, if we go a little bit further afield, like, you know, for instance, we had an example of a project in northern Alberta where riprap is not easily found. And so we ended up going over 200 kilometers away, and actually I think it was more like 300 kilometers away, to access that riprap. And what happened was that riprap actually came in at almost a 30% discount to what the market was paying up in that area. So by utilizing our program here, and especially with regards to folks in remote locations, we found that this has actually really worked and benefited those communities and those projects.
A couple more coming through here. Can our contractors use this program also? To answer that, the programs are for public entities, but I'm sure Dana can answer a little bit more to this. There's a couple more questions that go along with it. It says, is our pricing different with each order? And if and let's just start with those. So can our contractors use the programs also?
Yes, most definitely. And so what we want to do is we want to benefit the municipality by not having to push down the aggregates into the contractor, and then the contractor marking up the price, and then the municipality paying an artificially high price for their aggregates. And so, you know, really the benefit of this program is, you know, for the municipalities to do the direct buying, but we can definitely work with the contractors as well.
Last question I have here. How does RockChain earn income if the members don't pay them? And it goes into the next question. I'm hearing it's free for bidders to bid, and the annual fee are paid by the buyer. Is this correct?
That's correct. Yes. So it's free for the bidders, and the users pay for an annual fee.
So moving into the next question here. Could we have a sample of pricing to compare with our current direct sourcing? Or could you elaborate how beneficial it would be in dollar terms or delivery and quality terms?
Yes, excellent. So I would definitely suggest for LAS members to reach out to us and and then we can actually do one-on-one demonstrations for those members, and we can actually provide all those pricing points before we actually meet and do a demonstration with them. And then what we're usually finding is that, again, depending on the area that you're in, we're seeing anywhere from like 5%, you know, on the sort of maybe on the low end, all the way up to the example I used before there, where we can be upwards of 35+% savings.
That's great. Next question is really specific to a northern region. We have a company that owns pretty much all of the pits in northern Ontario. How can you compare to them? Is there a way we can see that they are part of your suppliers? So really a cost analysis question again.
You bet. So we can definitely make sure that they're in our system. And like I said, the benefit of utilizing our system is that it's amazing that there's a lot of actual pits out there that are underutilized that not a lot of people know about. So we can definitely work again with that municipality and county and help them to determine whether they're getting the best pricing or not.
Perfect. So yes, the contacts are available on las.on.ca, and you can grab the contacts from the Aggregates program and reach out directly. The next question we have here, with regards to securing crushing services, is another service offered?
Yes. So with regards to crushing services, so that's where we got into talking about our value-added services there. So like we had mentioned earlier there, we actually do, you know, sort of full cycle aggregates there. So right from the regulatory applications, prospecting for townships that are looking for new aggregate resources, all the way into the operations. And if I'm understanding this one correctly, so they're asking, you know, with regards to pit management. So we actually offer the full cycle pit management. So if you wanted us there for the crushing, great. If you'd like us there for, you know, scaling the material or doing reclamation on those sites there, that's part of our value added program.
Perfect. I think this actually goes into a little bit more of value added guarantees. The next question is, what assistance, if any, does LAS/RockChain provide when inferior quality product is provided? So guarantee.
Excellent. So that's and actually I think I mentioned that earlier there, is that we guarantee the quality of our products coming to site. And so what we do is that we actually have internal quality resources, as well as we have a network of, I think, over 200 third-party quality testing individuals there. And so what we do prior to shipping any products there is we ensure that the proper gradation, if there's any LA abrasion or hardness testing that's required, that's completed and it's provided to the client before we ship a single grain of aggregates.
And I guess that gets into this question here too. Yeah, is there any support regarding delivery logistics?
Yes, the delivery logistics is probably one of the biggest parts of this program. And so we can offer everything from just the supply of aggregates, and usually what people use us for is both the supply and delivery. And we've also actually have a lot of clients now utilizing us for actually just the delivery option there as well. So like I mentioned, we have a network of over 1,500 trucking companies and growing every day. And so what we do is it's part of our operational excellence program, and we ensure the safe delivery of all of the aggregates delivered by making sure that we do pre-qualifications of all the trucking companies, making sure we have proper insurance in place, make sure we have proper vehicle inspections in place. And then on top of that, if there's any township requirements, county requirements that are required, we also make sure that all that's completed prior to moving aggregates to our partners' projects.
So really is really bespoke to the needs of the member. Great.
Yep.
There are no more open questions. Oh, one more question just popped up. So we can access your services for delivery only?
Yes, correct. So just to go through the service offering there again, the supply side of things, the delivery side, and then anything to do with value added with regards to pit management.
Great.
It doesn't have to be all. You can pick and choose from the menu.
Oh, here's a great question here. Can RockChain help with disposal of surplus material?
Yes, 100% we can. That's actually, I would say that probably, I'd say it'd be in the neighborhood of 20% of our projects there. We're actually taking waste material from the site, and depending on the classification of the material that we're removing, we can look at different areas to dispose of it. If it's contaminated, it needs to go to the proper facilities there. But if it's tested and it's non-contaminated, we actually have quite a few options that that we can provide for the LAS members there for the disposal of that waste material.
Great. 20%, eh?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a big one, and it's become a lot. We're seeing that trend up quite a bit now, where a lot of the materials on sites are being disposed. And I'm not, and it might be a small amount of material that we're taking off there, but there's certain projects there that we're actually seeing a lot of the material being classified as unsuitable and removed from site.
One more question, actually, they keep coming in here. So we think we're done, but no, everybody's intrigued. So some people have contracts already in place for 2021 because they award them earlier on in the year for projects. And if they are planning well in advance, how can they approach this for 2022?
Yeah, and I might need just a little bit of help here from Tanner there, but one of the things that we understand is that with regards to the group purchasing program, the one thing that you do have to do is as a municipality, you actually have to post that you're going to be utilizing the LAS group purchasing program. And if you make that determination early, and it doesn't have to be it can be any time during the year that it's your intention to utilize, and you don't even need to say the aggregates program. You can just say the group buying program, and that automatically sets you up for the ability to utilize us.
Yep, that's correct. Tim and I both have forms that we've put together that will ask municipalities to fill out before using the program. So there's an opt-in form that has the request contact information. It's not legally binding in any way. It's just a way for us to know who the main contact is at the municipality in case we get questions from a vendor they need to reach out to for any reason, not for marketing, but if there's an issue with an order or something like that. And also on that form is the participation notice. So that needs to be posted on your website. It's very simple. It just essentially says the municipality is going to be using LAS for cooperative purchasing. Our legal team recommended putting a date range on there. So we suggest January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, and then just update it annually. Once those are done, once LAS has a copy of that opt-in form and that notice is posted on your website, you are ready to make purchases through the program.
Excellent. And I did see a few things in the chat here just about do you also sell winter sand? Yes, we have the ability to source winter sand. That's always a big one there. And I think the big one on that side of things just understanding if you're looking for treated sand or just a gradation of sand.
Yes, and the other question there would be on the reselling. If somebody had a surplus, would you help with the reselling?
Yes. So that's actually one of the real big benefits of our site. So we actually can. It's not just the buying and transportation of aggregates, but we can also sell your surplus aggregates. So what we do on that is that we actually put that into our inventory, and we utilize that. We actually put in the pricing there that the client wants to sell it for, and then we actually network the market and look at getting rid of that for you and selling it on your behalf.
Okay. That seems to be it for the questions. If there's any program specific questions regarding the notice of participation, the notice of intent, any utilizations of the program, please reach out to Tanner or myself. We can help you and get you sorted out for the coming years and the coming months. And with that, I'll hand it back to Tanner. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everybody. We can hang around for a little bit more just to see if any other questions come in. But like Tim said, myself, Tim, and AMI RockChain are here to help answer questions as they come in. I'll be sending a follow-up email likely this afternoon that will have contact information for the three of us so you can get in touch. And seeing no other questions, I think we can wrap it up there. So thanks to AMI RockChain for presenting, and thanks to everybody who joined us today. Have a good rest of your week, everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.